Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to day two. I really wanted to get the initial quest over in my last video because I wanted to get that done before day two because now is when things at times may feel a little overwhelming because it's like, hey, here's all this stuff that we just unlocked, all this brand new stuff. Now go have fun. Like that's it. They literally just throw you in the deep end and say swim. But after you kind of get into this even just a little bit, you'll actually notice that it's really not that overwhelming. Quite a few of the things that you just unlocked, you're not even going to be using that often. So it's just like it's there. So we're going to take a quick walk around the orbiter. I'm just going to cover really only three things for the most part, and then we're just going to jump straight into missions, and I'm going to show you uh, how to get through them kind of quick because a lot of times you may feel that you have to do more than you really need to in the missions when you really don't. So we're going to take our daily tribute here, which is a blueprint for Rhino, which I actually think is pretty cool. You used to have to just buy that at the store. I didn't realize that they now had that for a daily reward. So we're going to go ahead and take this.
Tenno,
And
your
then,
codex has been updated with a new quest.
yeah. Of course it has. So here we have the mods. I covered mods a little bit. Like I said, we're going to go more in depth with those much later. So I'm actually going to start out here with the Codex. Codex is basically just information. Obviously, when you first open it up, you're looking at quests. Now, these aren't every quest in the entire game. There are others that will be added to this list later on as you complete different things, but there are quite a few quests in here already. And obviously, you can see down at the bottom, these are our completed ones. Now you can take a look through these. Really, all these are is you can see well, I was just going to say requirements, but yeah, prerequisites to actually unlock them. So this one you have to talk to someone named Darvo. Well, you've kind of already seen Darvo talking during the initial quest. Talk to him in any relay. What's a relay? We'll find out soon enough. This one you have to complete Vor's Prize quest, which if you come down here, you can
I've
see
been
Vor's
thinking,
Prize.
operator.
So that's actually
I
complete.
thought you'd want
We
to
need
know.
Mastery
I
Rank 1.
know.
We're Mastery Rank 1. Complete a bounty in Cetus on Earth and talk to
Tenno,
Kanzu
the
in
balance
Cetus
of
on Earth.
power
Now that'll
continues to
make a little
shift.
more sense a little bit
Navigation is
later.
marked
We'll be
with
getting to
new
that pretty soon.
invasions.
Then you can see here, talk to Udico and Fortuna. Most of these aren't going to make any sense to you whatsoever because you don't know what any of these things are. We're not up to them yet. So you can come through and you can see like this one, you need Mastery Rank 4 just to unlock this. Some others, Mastery Rank 3, 5, 7. So you can see what you need to do to unlock some of these quests. Alrighty. Oops, I didn't mean to actually get out of that entire thing. Next, I'll cover Universe in a second. You've got missions. This just explains what the different mission types are. Now, for the most part, you really don't need to go through them. I'm going to be covering really every single one of these at one point or another. Oh, Lunaro, what do you know? There's actually a mission type for Lunaro. I was actually going. Oh, wait, no, that's the variant I was thinking of. That's the one that. Honestly, I have no idea what this thing is, other than fan art.
Hello there.
Oh, I
So,
forgot about that. So yeah, just exit out of that. That just you kind of go through and you can click on different things and it just has something pop up. It's nothing that'll affect your game at all. Training, if you're brand new in the game, even though I will be explaining a lot in this game, I do definitely recommend you go through this and you might get a better idea of what some stuff is. Some things like the index, synthesis, clans to a degree, sentinels. Uh, yeah, it's pretty much just the stuff down here. This is all stuff that we'll be getting into much later. So even if you go through the training part of these right now, it's probably not going to make any sense to you. I mean, it's going to be a little while before we even open up the index. Clans, strictly speaking, there's actually this thing down here, recruiting, the recruiting chat. There's times where, like, you can actually see one right here. Discord required. You need to be rank 11. Or no, it's a rank 11. I'm sorry. Moon Clan, 100% research, monthly, weekly events, active clan Discord. 10 days inactive. That means you'll be kicked after 10 days of being inactive. Yeah, I'll leave that one there. And then just PM to join. Usually they do have like a Oh, and it's a PC. Oh, it's right at the very beginning. Duh. So you have to be Mastery Rank 5 or higher, and it's a PC only. So if you're watching this and you're playing on a console, you won't be welcome there. So let me just get that out of my way. But yeah, so you can come in here and you can even ask. You can tell them, "Hey, I'm looking for a clan," and somebody may actually send you a message. There is another clan that at times they're one of the most mm, I won't say well known per se, but there's a lot of them. It's called We Die Hard, I believe is the name of the clan. I've been in the clan on at least 2 different accounts. They will, like, someone at times will randomly just send you a like a clan invite and you can join them. I absolutely recommend it. There's a bunch of different ones. They've got red, blue, etc. They're all the same clan. They all talk in alliance chat. That'll make more sense after you're in a clan, but that's kind of why I wasn't going to really cover even that. Like, that's about as much as I'll say about any of that. The rest of the stuff up here might actually help you out a little bit. It might make anything that I might even say a little bit clearer. When it comes to damage and crafting with things with the foundry and getting into mods, like I said, I'll be getting into all of those. But feel free to go through the training here. All right, now universe. This is pretty much the main area that you'll be spending any time whatsoever. I want to cover the simple ones first. You got companions, weapons and vehicles, and weapons. I'm sorry, warframes and vehicles and weapons. These are literally just everything that's available to you in the game, and it'll tell you, like, click on Excalibur here. It shows me that I have one owned. This doesn't even show how much I've done in it yet, but you can see this little bar underneath here. That's how much what mastery rank it's at. So when it's at 30, it'll be full. And you can go through, these are literally every Warframe, and at the very end, these are called Arc Wings. We'll be getting into those later. Void Rigs, these are, oh my god. Everyone just calls them mechs, and I can't think of the actual name of them at the moment. Let's see if this actually tells me. Necromech, there we go. So that's two of the the 2 mechs you can get. Let's put it that way. We're not really going to be talking about Prime anything in this, because when we get to relics, then I'll get into primes, because that's the main way you're going to get any prime anything is through relics. Companions, same thing. All the different companions you can get throughout the game. These are weapons that come with these sentinels, like Carrier, I'll say Jin, Helios, etc. And then weapons. I will say, if I remember correctly, this does not have every single weapon in the game. Like, there's one in particular. Let's see if it's actually in here. Yep, it's in there. Okay. And then, because there was one day where I swear, yeah, because there's the other one. I swear I was looking for a weapon and I knew the name of it. I was looking for it in here, and I couldn't find it. But yeah, we'll get into a lot of these because not all of them are available in the market, which we'll be checking out in just a minute here. Some of them you have to get from other places. Some of them you can only get from a clan dojo. Wait a minute, I could have sworn I just dimmed that. I wonder if my camera flickered and I didn't even notice. So anyway, relics we're really not going to be talking about because we don't have access to relics yet. So yeah, I'll be talking about these a little bit later. Now, when it comes to objects and factions, there's nothing in here at the moment. You can see everything's just a question mark. Same with factions. Now, the way to figure these things out, essentially this is every enemy in the game. That's what factions is. Objects is every object in the game that you're kind of able to interact with. So all the consoles that you have to hack, the containers that you open, the explosive barrels that you can blow up, stuff like that, you can actually do what's called scanning. And you do that with a codex scanner. There is another scanner, but we'll be getting into that much later. Now, we're not going to be buying any scanners yet, but I'll at least show you what it is and show you what it costs. And as you scan things, you'll have access to information in here, and same with factions. When it comes to factions, this will make a lot more sense, and I'll talk more in depth about it later. But you can see what their weaknesses are, what elements they're weak against, what elements they're strong against, how much health they have, stuff like that. You can also see what planets they're on. That's factions. Art gallery and fragments. These are, well, even in fragments, this will just be artwork that'll come up here. These are, well, fragments anyway, are things that you're going to scan that you can come across in the worlds that you'll scan. And as you scan a certain number of them, one of these will be finished and it'll have some artwork that you can look at. Art gallery is, as you can guess, art gallery. And, okay, whatever. You do not meet the mastery requirement. Well, it doesn't say mastery requirement on it, so. Okay, lastly, I want to just quickly talk about mods here. Now, this here is every single solitary mod that's available in this game. There's a lot. Let's put it this way, that's how small the scroll bar is. And let's scroll and scroll and scroll, scroll and scroll and scroll in. There we go. Obviously, you can add a filter or sort by whatever. So, recent ones. Okay, there are no recent ones. There's by rarity. That's probably the most common one you'll do is by rarity, so that you can look through. These are, golds. Okay, let's actually make this a bit smaller. Okay, we're not going to talk about ribbons. Gold, silver, bronze. Will be, when we get into modding, I'll explain the difference between some of them at least. You can go by name, price, polarity, type, rank, duplicates if you have more than one, obviously. But other than that, the other information that you can get from here is okay, that'll work. So if you hover over it, it'll give you the information of where it drops. So this one drops from an enemy called an Arid Butcher, Flame Blade, Frontier Butcher, Tusk Predator. I know most of these, well, probably none of these make any sense to you at all, but just know that they're all enemies. Then you've got something like this. It says Aurican Vaults. That's something we'll be getting into a bit later. Something called Lephantis. Again, that's actually a boss on another planet. Well, sort of planet. Arid Fear and Nightmare. Yeah, Nightmare we'll be getting into later. There's actually something called Nightmare Missions, and essentially you get access to a Nightmare mission after you complete every node on a planet. So again, that's something that we'll be covering in time. But just know that, hovering over this arbitration, yeah, we're not doing arbitration for a while. Meridian, Nightmare, and if you ever see this stuff here, says undiscovered, that's because you have not yet gotten to a planet or the specific node where that might drop. You've also probably, well, no, because if it's enemies, it'll actually show the enemies. So getting too much into it, just know that this has information. It essentially tells you where it'll actually drop, where you can get it, so that if you're looking for something specific, you can look in here and you can know where to actually get it. Now, later on, when you get into actually really scanning a lot of enemies, then that's where you'll be going into the factions so that you can find whatever the enemy is, and it'll tell you, okay, this enemy is found on this planet. So that's how the mod section is useful. Okay, there we go. So now we'll go out of here, and that's all of it. So like I said, we'll be talking about relics. We're not going to be talking about arcanes for a while, but it'll be in there, so I'll kind of talk about it. But we will be talking about relics later. That's all of that stuff. Covered that. Okay, let's hop over to the market. Now, this is probably where you're going to be spending most of your time. This and your foundry. This is where you can actually get your different Warframes. Although the Warframes themselves are, strictly speaking, aren't in here. You can get the Warframe, kind of like we got the Rhino blueprint. That's just the blueprint for Rhino. Now I'm going to show you what is actually required to get Rhino, which there's 3 components that you need to get. So what is it? Chassis, systems, and neuroptics. Now you have to build all 3 of those. Now once you build all 3, then you can build Rhino, or Ash, or Atlas, or Banshee, etc. Some of these though, like I think Banshee, Yeah, see, it says blueprint build requirements. Okay, anyways. And then in here you can see recipe for Banshee can be researched in the Tenno Lab Dojo room. So this goes back to a clan dojo. So some things are only available in a clan dojo. Now you don't have to rush to join a clan right now because it's really not that important. You're not going to have most of the resources that you're going to need to build something like Banshee anyway. So we're just going to worry about clearing some of the star chart. But this is where you get like buy actual Warframe blueprints so that you can build them after you get the components. Now you can also go into your weapons, primary, secondary, melee. Now we're not really talking about Arcwing yet because we don't have access to Arcwing yet. But let's say primary weapons. Now I am actually going to be buying this Bratton from here for a reason. I'm not going to be using it just yet, but there is a reason for it. But I'll be buying that since I have the 25,000 to buy it. I'm going to be buying the Mark 1 later. Obviously, these are all, a bunch of these are, you can buy for credits. Now, every one of these weapons are what's known as MR fodder. You know, MR being mastery rank. You literally only buy it to level it up, and then you get rid of it. Like, that's literally all it's useful for, is to rank it up to 30 and get rid of it. There's a handful of weapons that you need to make another weapon, and there's one in particular, one of my favorite bows in this game. To actually make it, you have to go through 3 other weapons. 3? Erna, Mutalist. Okay, maybe only 2. But you need the first one to build the second one. You need the second one to build the last one. So there are ones like that. Now, there's going to be times where you're actually going to throw away a weapon that might be needed to build something else later. And then you just come in here, you buy the blueprint, you build it. Then you build whatever else you need to build. So don't think that you have to hold on to something just so that it can go into another weapon in a month's time from now when you're actually going to build that other weapon. But anyway, so yeah, 25,000 MR fodder, blah, blah, blah. So we'll have something like the Correct here. Now, this is probably one of the more powerful weapons that you'll kind of get from the start, technically speaking. No weapon is, strictly speaking, more powerful than another weapon as a base damage. I think that's a simple way to explain it. So let's take a look at, where's a good one to look at? The Tenora. This is a fun one. So you can see it's mastery rank, or mastery locked at mastery rank 10. So you can't even get this until you're mastery rank 10. If you come in to damage, 24 damage per projectile. That's it, 24. But that's also base damage. When you actually mod things, that's how you get things more powerful. Now you compare that to like the Correct here, and this base damage is 29, which is actually more than the Tenora, and yet the Tenora is MR locked at 10. So just know that base damage makes no real difference. There is no weapon that'll be so much more powerful than another, and that's why it's so high up in mastery rank levels. It really all comes down to modding. I'm trying to remember if there's a mod slot available on this, but this will be one that there's a lot of stuff about it that actually ends up being pretty good. That I actually like this as a beginning weapon. But you can see you need 2 Neurodes to build it. You need 400 alloy plate, which we don't even have access to yet. You need salvage and polymer bundle, because I can speak. Now, what you do after that, after you buy whatever it is that you want from there, it automatically gets sent down here to your foundry. So you come to your foundry, you find what you want, and it'll be somewhere in here. You can also look at just Warframes. If I had an actual weapon in here, you'd be able to look at primary, secondary, or melee. And my camera completely died that time. Of course, now it comes back up. I seriously. Hey, you know what? In the about section, there's a on my channel. There's a donations link on there. If you could help me on a real camera fund, that would be awesome, and I thank you so much for that. But until then, this is kind of what I got to deal with. Yeah, well. All right. So with all that aside, so like I said, we got the Rhino blueprint, and you can see to build it, I need Rhino Neuroptics, chassis, Rhino systems, and I need a single gallium plus 25,000 credits. Now you also see here it says 72 hours. That's the timer it takes to actually make this. Each of the components takes 12 hours to make as well. So typically it's 3.5 days to actually build a new Warframe. You can cut that time down by using platinum, and you can get it instantly as long as you have enough platinum to actually cover it. But you have to start making it first. So that was one of the reasons why I was saying in a previous, I think it was in the very first video, something like that, that this game is free. It's not pay to win. Yeah, you can use platinum to do a lot of different things, but you can have access to absolutely everything in the game absolutely for free. But you have to wait because you have to actually build all of it. All right, so with all that done, we're actually just going to. Oh, I want to come down here just so I can show you this. I remember. Oh, it just says segment required. So we'll be getting that from. I think actually from a junction. I'm not sure, and I know I'm jumping ahead. I'm going to talk about junctions in a little bit. The only other thing you'll really be spending a lot of time in is your arsenal. And that's just modding stuff, or in this case, what I'm actually going to do is I think I talked about this in the last video or two. I'm going to actually take that secondary weapon out because I want the MK1 Paris and the Scanna to actually get more experience because I want to level them up faster. And I also just remembered I meant to buy this Bratton. Go ahead and purchase that. And now, since that's bought, now those ones that you can buy for credits, just straight credits, there's no build requirements. You're not buying the blueprint for it. You literally just buy the weapon itself. There's only a few of them out there, and there's a few for both, or for all primary, secondary, and melee. There's some that you can just buy for credits. So if we come here, go to equip, now you can see there's the Brat, and there I can equip it. Oh, that is not what I meant to do. Why do I have to do that? Yeah, listen to me whine. Alright, what was that? Pretty much the white. Down there. Kind of a darker red. Yeah, as you can tell, I kind of just threw a bunch of stuff together. The first time I did this, I cannot remember what colors I used where. I think this was red and white, right? Yep. Hey, I at least remembered that. And the energy's probably blue, yep. So,
Ordis
red,
did not think the operator could be more attractive.
white,
Wrong again, Ordis.
blue. Okay. Now this is what I meant to do. There we go. But I don't want the Bratton right now. Go back to the Paris. Okay. Now we're just going to jump straight into missions. Now a lot of these missions, actually, first thing we need to do is we got these things here called the junctions. Now junctions are what you need to pass to get to the next planet. Now if you look here, if you obviously hover over it, you can see what you need to do. So you need 20 mods. I currently have 19. You need to apply 4 mods to a single weapon or warframe. And I think the most I have on any one thing, I think is 2. I can't remember. And upgrade any mod to rank 2. Now, remember, we already got Streamline. And I said Streamline is really the only flawed mod that I would ever upgrade. Well, that's what that would be for. But we should also be getting some regular mods, and those regular mods can actually be ranked up as well. You can rank up a a flawed mod. It's just kind of, in my opinion, it's pointless. Alright, so let's see here. Now, I don't want to do a defense yet. Don't want to go to Cetus yet. Okay, so I'm actually kind of limited. Sorry, so we're going to do Spy, because I actually want to level up these weapons in the Warframe. Spy missions from the start are probably going to be the best bet for you to actually level stuff up, because you get the most experience out of them. Other than that, you'll be doing a lot of defense missions. You'll see me doing those a lot, especially with in parties with other people later on. You'll probably get the most experience out of doing that. But let's just go ahead to the Spy, and we'll go through these. Sorry, I lost something and I can't find it. There it is. Found it. Seriously?
Tenno, you are
Okay.
here to infiltrate data vaults and retrieve highly sensitive enemy information.
Not sure why this is being all laggy right now. So, that's coming through too bad on your guys' end, and I really am sorry. And it hopefully won't be for long. I really don't know what's going on with it right now. Yeah, I literally have all of that off. The only thing I have is that. That's really weird. I have an idea as to why. See if this will fix it. Don't mind if you see the camera flicker here. I'm doing something. Okay. Did that just... I have no idea anymore. This thing's so weird. Wow, I'm already at 27 minutes. I wanted to get a lot further in this video. Get a lot more done.
Tenno, be on the lookout for
Why is this thing
security
so
measures.
laggy?
The enemy would rather destroy their data than let it get into our hands.
Wow.
The target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now,
Oh,
the
this
enemy
freaking
will start
thing.
destroying data.
Thought there were... Oh, there he is. There we go. This thing's kind of weird. You actually need to go inside there, but it's all underwater. And there is, not that I've found anyway, over all these years, there's no kind of shortcut to just drop in. You have to lower the water. So that was one. Then next, you come through this waterfall here, and oh my god! Then you do the next one. Then there's a third one right here. Now you hop down here, and that sensor bar, you usually want to get rid of those things. All I can say is if you ever go through one, you'll understand why. It jumbles up your mini-map. It does a few different things.
Excellent work.
And we're all done.
Clean extraction with no alarms.
And if you're able to do that, that whole part there where it said, you know, clean extraction with no alarms, you actually get the most experience out of that. Now, later on, we're going to talk about, you can see I just got that stealth kill affinity
Stay focused.
bonus.
There's a heavy unit approaching.
That's,
Keep moving. None of the scanners have
well,
detected
it's
you.
literally a affinity bonus. So, you know, affinity is your, oh my god, your weapon and Warframe experience. Well, if you have an affinity bonus on, you get, excuse me, you get even more.
You're nearing the console. Trigger
So
the
if you're able to
alarm
go
now
in,
they
and
will start
it'll
destroying
stop
data.
at I believe it's ×6. I think you get 500% is the highest you can. Oh, you gotta be kidding!
Alarms. Data destruction is imminent.
Screw you.
You need to hurry.
So yeah, here we set off the alarm, so we're not going to be getting the bonus for unseen or
Data integrity verified.
whatever.
Retrieval
Still get some
was
decent
successful.
experience. You just don't get the bonus. So now we just basically run to see. You don't have to kill things along the way. If you want to, you can. Wow. That was bad. You do get affinity from defeating enemies. I think I had mentioned. Oh, come on, camera. Seriously? Alright, I really have to look into that because that was weird. That literally just popped up as soon as I essentially went to. Oh! Oh, you. Oh, wow, he still didn't see me. That's actually pretty funny. I hate Earth. Yeah, I hate Earth.
You're nearing the console.
Yeah, obviously the very
The
first
alarms
planet
now,
I'm sure
and
you've
they will
noticed
start
is,
destroying the
you know,
data.
oh! Yeah, if you hit any of those things, I didn't realize that that one was down there. That'll set off the alarm inside here. So yeah, try not to touch those.
Alarms have been triggered. You need to
You
retrieve the
got him.
data before the data destruction is complete. You
That was
got it.
actually kind of
The
annoying,
data is
but
still
oh well.
intact.
So that's
We
5
have everything
missions,
we came
and then
for.
from here you
Get to
literally just run to
extraction.
the exit, and then you'll see at the exit or at the extraction, whatever, you end up getting bonus affinity at the end. So you get some during, but you'll get your regular affinity, and then whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know if I actually got that or not. It sucks when they do that kind of stuff. Nope, didn't get it. Oh well. So here you go. You can see now I've got regular mods. So I already had one for rifle before. It was a flawed serration. Now I have a regular serration. So that one can actually be leveled up. Alright. Top in here. I also want to take a look at this. See how much I need for that next level. Let's upgrade this. So flawed serration. Now I've got a regular serration. Then on top of that, since I do have some endo, I'm gonna go here and rank 2. You'll see your rank number over here. Yes, I want to do that. So now, lots of stuff to exit out of. Now if we come back to the junction, take a look at this. Now I've got the 20 mods done. I've got the upgraded mod to rank 2 or higher. And now all I need is to add 4 mods to a single weapon or Warframe. So let's see what we've got. Scan is rank 8, Excalibur is 8. So let's
Well put
see.
together, operator. Now
Do I
get
have
out
one?
there
There we go.
and cut
Boom.
down and make the Lotus proud.
And just like that, I will be able to do that junction. But first, I want to see if I can do anything here. I can make it faster. So that's really all I can do. So we're going to go to the junction here. Maybe. Sorry. One last thing I need to see. Because it's really important that I have a particular ability unlocked. Which I do not have unlocked. Okay. Gotta level this up a little bit more. So, you'll see it especially when I go into there. I'm just going to do Cambria again. Because I want to level up quick, so I'm going with spy missions. Like I said. So, you're actually in the junctions. You're going to be, it's essentially a boss fight, and you're able to use Excalibur's
You are here to
ability,
infiltrate
Radial
data vaults and
Blind,
retrieve highly
to
sensitive
literally
enemy
blind
information.
the boss. And then from there, you just attack it. And you can actually finish it off pretty quick. And I will say this, at the beginning of the game, this will be most of what you'll be doing is basically just going through spy missions. What am I at? I'm at 35 minutes. So maybe I'll actually make this video an hour long.
You're nearing the console. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start
Because I really
destroying
want to
the
get
data.
over to Venus and
Be on the lookout for increased
kind of show you guys a
security
little bit of
measures.
how fast you can
You're
really...
still in the clear. No detection from
Seriously?
enemy sensors.
Didn't punch through. Oh, there you are. But yeah, I kind of want to show just how you can, like, jump through a lot of stuff. Like capture missions, you literally don't have to defeat a single enemy. You can just go run straight to the actual target, essentially take them out and capture them, and then leave. It's literally the only thing in the entire mission that you actually need to damage at all.
Excellent work. A clean extraction with no
Um,
alarms.
Rescue, strictly speaking, you can literally just run to where the rescue area is. And if alarms have been sounded, then you can,
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
there's always a console you can hack right before you go in. So you can turn those off. Or turn the alert off, whatever. Not that it'll actually matter. I'm trying to think of some other ones that you might end up doing that you literally just jump through the entire thing. There's like nothing you really need to do. Come on. Like strictly speaking. Oh. Yeah, watch out for those sensor deals there. Because they will set off alarms. As you saw happen in my last run through. My last run through. The last mission I did. But yeah, here on Earth, I can't think of a single mission where they actually have any kind of a alarm, like general alarm they can set off. So you don't even need to defeat enemies. It's a good thing to do just because, especially if you have the bow here, you can get the stealth kill affinity bonus to just give you a little bit more experience.
You're nearing the console. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data.
Drop. There we go. Oh, come on.
Alarms have been triggered. You need to retrieve that data before the data destruction is complete.
Yeah, pretty much that is kind of the quick way to get around here. I'm sure you've noticed. Is just me literally just jumping up in the air. Oh, so these things that have like these weird things around them, they're what's called Eximus enemies. E-X-I-M-A-S? U-S? I don't know. I'll see one and actually be able to tell you at one point. Also, it is a requirement at one point that you have to defeat a certain number of Eximus enemies in order to go into a junction. But usually by the time you get there, I think it's like 5, and I think I've already got like 4 under my belt. So it doesn't take long. Shrink down. Alright, I don't know if you guys can actually see these things pop up on my screen or not, since they're Steam achievements. The one I just got is reach rank 10 with any weapon, any primary weapon. And if you're playing on Steam, there's different ones like that. I know Xbox, back when I played many years ago, there were some there as well. There some achievements on there, so you'll get things that pop up from time to time. And now I'm just going to repeat mission because I'm trying to get the Warframe up to level 12. So I'm just going to run straight into it again. But this is, to a degree, this is pretty much Warframe. It is a grinding game. You will be repeating missions, some missions. I'll say often enough. Usually for resources, but sometimes for leveling up. Like you're going to be spending, for leveling up weapons, you're going to be spending quite a lot of time on defense missions. And there's one in particular that's on the very last planet that you'll unlock that literally everybody goes to actually rank up their weapons. There's one other place that they go to, but that's definitely the most popular area that people go to. Oops, it's over here. To level stuff up. Yeah, that last planet, getting ahead of myself but needing something to talk about. That last planet is called Sedna. And the node, if I remember correctly, is Hydron. I'm going to have to take a peek at that to make sure.
Data extracted. They won't even know it's gone.
But yeah, you'll be spending a lot of time there after you get there. And it's to the point where, without any kind of an experience or an affinity booster, you could probably level up a weapon in 2 runs. And a Warframe usually in 3 or 4, depending on how many waves you go through. Now, I know that doesn't really make any sense, me talking about how many waves to go through because we haven't done defense yet. So, like I said, getting ahead of myself.
If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying data.
Oh, if you guys are using the Bratton, don't do what I just did. If you can't one-hit those sensor robot things, whatever, as soon as you shoot it, it'll set off the alarm. And that one I really shouldn't have done because usually you're not able to one-hit an Eximus enemy, not this early at least. So I got extremely lucky on that one. Oh, I got a 2-fer and didn't even realize it. Oh, I was almost here and I'm like, yeah, I still have a stealth kill affinity bonus. I'm going to get extra experience. Nope. Some punk had to get in my way. And if any of you are new with this, I kind of said it in another video, if I remember correctly. Actually, I don't know if I ever told kind of my experience in this game. Yeah, this game's been out for 10 years. I very first played this pretty much not long after it first came out. Like, I still remember what the original star chart looked like. It was bad. But at the time, I knew like nothing about this game because, kind of like I said at the very beginning of this video, that they just kind of throw you in the deep end, and so you just say swim. And I didn't even know how to change from global for parties from global to solo. I had no idea. And I kept getting pissed that I was being put into missions with other people. And the original tutorial that this game had was, well, it was bad. It didn't really explain a whole lot. And so I didn't really know how to bullet jump. I didn't know to link together bullet jump and double jump and all that stuff. And there we go, I'm rank 12. So let's double check this. But yeah, I didn't know any of that. So I was getting so pissed because there were people that I was getting partied with that were jumping all the way ahead. I'm not even a quarter of the way through, and I'm just running along, just chugging. And like say it was a capture, they went, they did the capture, they ran all the way to the exit. And if say there's two people in a party, one of them goes to an extraction, there's a timer that'll start. And after 1 minute, you'll all extract. The mission's over. Now, if you have more than two people, it's two or more people have to be, well, at least two people have to be in the extraction area to start the timer. And then from there, at least one person has to stay in the extraction area to keep the timer going. If both people leave the extraction area, the timer stops. Once they go back in, the timer will start again. So for the first like 5 times that I played this game, I never even saw an extraction area because I kept getting partied with other people that would just jump ahead. Finally, I got pissed off. I said, screw it, I'm going back to Destiny. Yeah, I was one of those players. I went to Destiny for a few more months, came back. There were a few things that changed about Warframe. I was like, oh, I'll give it another try. So, all in all, kind of long story, not quite so short because it's already long enough. I've been playing this for probably close to 10 years total. So just a little bit of practice. Now, it's not going to take you 10 years to learn how to play this game. It'll take a few weeks to really get the hang of the movement in this game. Oh, I didn't even check what I wanted to check. And then from there, it might take a few more, I'll say, I don't know, maybe another month of like constantly playing for you to really get a real good hang of all this stuff and be able to basically jump around like I do. Alright, so let's go ahead here to this Venus Junction. Now, if you have all of the requirements, once you click on it, you'll just jump straight into it. Now, I told you the radial blind thing, you're able to blind the enemy. So what we're going to do from the start, once we open this thing up, you'll see what I mean in a second here. Hey, yeah, skip cinematic. So you're able to come down here. Now, you have to actually click on this to confront the Spectre. And there's the Spectre straight back there. It says Volt. Now, real quick, at the bottom of this thing here, you can see this on the star chart as well. You can see you get credits, you get the Furus blueprint, you get Northwind, Stormbringer, the Taxon blueprint, that's a companion, Sentinel in particular, and there's a stance, and also 500 salvage. That's what we get for completing this junction. It's just given to us. I mean, obviously the Taxon is a blueprint, and the Furus is a blueprint. So anyways, what we're going to do here is, right after we do this, we're going to bullet jump straight towards that Spectre. Once we get pretty close to it, we're going to press our number 2, which is our number 2 ability, which is Radial Blind. Then we're just going to start hacking away at this guy with our melee weapon. In this case, the Scanna. There we go. Whew, 14 health left. Oops. But that is kind of proof that it doesn't take a lot to actually beat this. Now, it would have been better if I stuck around and did a few more missions and actually built up my mods a little bit and put some more damage mods into the Scanna. So if you have some trouble with that, also you can do a junction as many times as you want. If you end up losing it, you just you leave, you can go literally straight back into it. It's not like the mastery rank test where it's every 24 hours. So you can do that as many times as you actually want to. But yeah, if you're having trouble with it, definitely level up a bit first. Well, not so much level up, although can't hurt. But get a couple of mods that you can throw on, and go from there. And wow, that noticing a little bit of glare that's coming up on this. I need some like blackout blinds or something. The sun is really bright today. Alright, so as you can see now we're at Venus. And of course we start with an exterminate. Now, I think I actually mentioned this in one of the last couple of videos. Corpus enemies are really, really annoying. One of the reasons why I just got that brat. There we go. The Breton is, oh, I think I actually mentioned something about that before. Yeah, I have 1 capacity instead of 0 because mastery rank 1. So I can't actually put anything on this.
Operator,
So
the
it's just
system
kind of
needs
meh.
you. Will you begin another mission?
So I'll leave that, and ooh, I have a regular pressure point, which doesn't help me at all. Thanks for that. And that one's, well then again I can get rid of that, and I can put that on. So now here we've got cold on. That's a cold status. Does a little bit of extra damage, and also if you proc cold on an enemy, it slows them down. Then our total damage also goes up. So now we're going to jump straight into Venus here. We're going to go to Exterminate. 51 minutes. I talk too much about other stuff, but it's all necessary, so now. But, I mean, so far you should be getting a decent idea of... Why am I still getting lag? Anyway. Of kind of what you're mostly going to be doing in this game. Now, obviously, in later videos, we're going to be getting further and further. You're going to see... Oh, well. Seriously? Oh, that's just that. Okay. Whatever. I have no idea what I was just saying, so that's fine. Yeah, we'll be getting into building other weapons, dealing more and more with the foundry, actually getting resources. Speaking of, I really haven't been doing this yet. I didn't get literally anything out of any of those anyway. Yeah, well. Oof. Jeez, I'm hungry. Where is you? I'd love to be able to go through and kind of talk about each one of these enemies. But, like that orange thing, I guess you can call it there, that actually does a, like a seismic wave attack thing. I really did not want to do that. Oh well. You'll actually see it like lift its leg up and then slam it into the ground. You'll start to get the timing down of all of those, but you can literally just jump up. Oh, there you go. It was brief before I defeated it, but you saw it kind of raise its leg up. As you start seeing that the leg kind of come down, all you have to do is jump, and you won't get hit by the seismic wave. If you get hit by the seismic wave, however, all that happens is you get knocked down. And it'll take you like a second to recover. Ooh, just in case I can't say for some reason, because I don't think I've been knocked down yet. If you get knocked down, the way you get back up is just hit any of the movement keys. It really doesn't matter which one. Now, granted, if you press your back movement key after you get knocked down, you'll roll backwards. Whereas if you press forward, you'll roll forward. And I don't recall if there's anything, because I usually just roll forward. There's a handful of times I roll back. And I really can't remember if there's anything different if you hit left or right. Oh, I only need one more.
Broken their ranks and they are on the run.
Okay.
Another successful mission. Find extraction.
And now I just run to the end. I don't worry about resources. I don't worry about him. Oh, here's a fun one. Go ahead and try doing that if you're brand new to this game. You have no idea. Sorry, I do kind of laugh about that because yeah, especially if you're new. There were so many times I tried doing that, and I kept missing because I would hold the aim glide for so long that just before I got to that last platform, I would literally just drop. But here, what I do is, like when I roll dodged, I actually let go of the right mouse button, so I wasn't aim gliding anymore. And then I kind of aim glide a little bit, and then I stop aim gliding when I do a power slide while I'm airborne. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's all I have available? Alright, well, I'll show you this one. Because we're coming up on an hour, and I'm not trying to take too long here. That would have been nice. 57 minutes in, I'm just now making sure that I'm not on mute.
Enemy data vaults and retrieve crucial intelligence data.
And I am really hungry. So, check this out. As you notice, I'm literally just running past all enemies. I really don't care about them right now.
The target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying data.
This one can be kind of annoying, because yeah, you don't want to hit any of those beams. Oh, also, normally you go straight across here, and then all the way out to there, which isn't, there's nothing wrong with it. You go all the way down to there, you use that console there, it opens up, and then you get in. But there's a way around it. It's not always available, but, so we came in through here, jumped over that stuff, and then you head to the right, come in here, turn around, jump up here. Now, thankfully, that one's open right there. So we're going to double jump, bullet jump, and aim glide. And double jump, there we go. And get over into here. And we're going to follow this around just to this part right here, and we're going to drop down. Turn around, do that, and we're inside. Now, every once in a while, you'll see that, as we were up here, you'll see that that'll have like a gate over top of it that's not like a jagged one like the ones that we're just able to destroy. Yeah, so you'll see that that'll have like a solid grate over the top of it, and you can't go into it. In which case, you've got this area right here, that hole. But you've also got this here that you can come in, come around, which makes it even easier to get into there. Because that's where we were literally just standing. That makes it easier to get into there. So there's a few ways to get around in this this 5-volt. Oh, perfect. That's what the grates will look like if you can't go through them. They'll literally be solid, they won't be jagged at all. Oh, there we go. I go it this way.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Alright. Now, I don't care about that alarm right now. Oh. Yeah, I'll show you guys that thing another time. But yeah, I really don't care about that alarm. Yeah, it's gonna make enemies attack me more, but what's cool is I'm gonna come here and check this out. Now the alarms are off. Like I said, there's always gonna be one just before the door that you have to unlock to the spy vault.
The console. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data.
Okay, now this one. First thing you'd want to do, well actually I want to do that to turn off a couple of things, but you would think, you know, you go through there, and then you gotta hack that, and then you gotta go into another, or you can come in here, jump up here, and kind of just make your way over to where you see that whatever letter one you're up to. So come here. Now we want to go over this stuff. The easy way is just pull a jump. Drop down, and here we are. Now, not every single solitary, seriously, not every single solitary spy vault has, yeah, because my brain's working. Wow. Yeah, not everyone has a shortcut. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to go through everything. And that's... There we go. Okay. Anyways, if you ever see these things here, Iatan Star, you've got Amber, and you already saw the one there is Cyan. If you notice, there's a marker for it on my screen. They are important enough to actually do that. And they're mainly used in something called Iatan sculptures. Now, we'll be getting into Iatan sculptures soon enough, since I believe this is really the last video that I'm going to need to have any like long explanations from the start to tell you guys kind of what different things are. And from here on, I really should just be able to just, you know, play the game. Alright, here we're going to jump. Oops. We're going to jump up here. This one's a little annoying, because you got to watch these lasers and drop down when you won't hit them. Alright. And there we go. They're all done.
A clean extraction with
Now I just go to the exit.
We have everything we came for. Get to extraction.
Oh my god, Cam.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
It's like, I wish I knew exactly what was going on with it. There's something I'm going to try out before the next video just to test it. But, yeah, it's like, I can always just use, since this is on my laptop, it's like I can use my laptop's webcam. But I really don't want to. The quality sucks. But, anyway, it's an option. So, well, there's that stuff. That's how quick you're able to get through those. The main thing, before I actually end this thing out here, is you're going to see me go through a lot of this stuff really quick, especially on Venus, because I absolutely hate Corpus, and it's not worth spending a whole lot of time on the planet. So I'm going to actually show you how once you get to a planet, you can automatically, at that point, look at what you need to get to the next junction, or through the next junction. Access to the next junction. There you go. So here you go, Mercury Junction all the way on the other side. So we need to defeat Jackal at Fossa on Venus. So if we look through all the different things, and oh, there it is. So once we get up here, we need to beat that. Now, remember when I said that I picked the Mark I Paris for a reason? Fossa is the reason. When we get there, you'll actually see that. What else? Complete 10 waves of defense at Tessera on Venus in a single mission. Save for a total of 10 waves. Here's Tessera right here. We already have access to it. I'm not doing it today. Rescue a hostage at Linnea on Venus. So there's Linnea right after Tessera, whatever. And last one is defeat 5 Eximus enemies, which I've already done. So, tomorrow we're going to be doing Tessera, Linnea, we're going to be getting to Fossa and defeating the Jackal on Fossa and getting over to Mercury. That's the first big step you want to do, is get to Mercury, because it's another Grineer world. Life becomes so much easier when you're on a Grineer world. Then after that, we're going to worry about getting up here to Mars. So all of that's going to have to wait until tomorrow, though. I really can't think of anything else I need to cover in this video. No. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you tomorrow.